Evening, everyone. It's about 6:15, and this is your video number 653 for Monday, March the 1st. Closing comment. Big day to the upside. Initial news of the day was, ISM Manufacturing Index at 60.8 versus an expectation of 58.5 and last month's 58.8. This is the highest since May of 2004. Construction spending was up 1.7% versus an expectation of 0.6%, and the IHS manufacturing PMI 58.6 versus 58.5. And the market was higher right from the get-go. The futures, when I got up this morning, were substantially higher on the Johnson & Johnson news, which personally I take as a negative for JNJ anyway. We'll get back to that in a second. So the Dow was up as high as up 731, and it closed up 603.14 or 1.95. NASDAQ was up just under 400, 396.49, 3.01%. S&P was as high as up almost 100, closed up 90.67 or 2.38. The Russell was the big winner, 74.27, 3.37%. And the transports, 286.82, up 2.15%. As I mentioned, and I mentioned it in my letter last night and in my pre-opening comment this morning, I believe Johnson & Johnson is a sell on the news stock. It was as high as 161.53. It made a new low of the day at 159, I believe, 06, and closed around 159.32, which was up 86 cents. And since then, it's currently 159.60. So it actually gained a little, up $1.14 on the day. Personally, I like it as a short. Earnings, big earnings news. We had Novavax, which missed on revenues. The stock had closed 240.29 and traded as high as 254.35 after the news, and then turned seriously south. And the last on it is 226. So it sold off $28 after the news. Last 226 down 523 or 2%. UAL bought 25, ordered 25 new 737 Maxes. The stock, which people took as a good sign for the reopening, 53.31 up 63 cents or 1.2%. I don't know how it's going to work one way or the other. Frankly, I think there are airlines that are still going to go out of business, and so that is somewhat disturbing. However, Boeing on the United deal closed at 224.39, and that was up 12.38, 5.8%. Exxon, which I also mentioned this morning, 56.40, up 203 or 3.7% on the addition of two new board members, one of which is very astute, it is said, on capital allocation, and the other is heavily involved in ESG investing. Personally, I said it this morning, I'll say it again, say it as many times as I put this company up on this video. I don't have any idea how you take a fossil fuel company who does everything from exploration, drilling, refining, and distribution and turn it into a carbon neutral company. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Royal Caribbean, RCL, 91.31, down $1.96. The reason for that is because they did a 17 million share offering, 1.5 billion, and they did it at 91. This is my biggest bitch about the reopening stocks as it relates to travel. These are companies that have so screwed up their balance sheets, and if they haven't screwed up their balance sheets, they've diluted the current shareholders, and RCL is just the most recent example, in an effort to, quote, last until they were back in business. I think there'll be a consolidation. I wouldn't be surprised to see an airline or two go under or be absorbed by, a bigger and possibly better run airline. And if anyone learned a lesson from the bankruptcy of General Motors versus Ford, which did not go bankrupt, and everybody there was very proud of it, but it put them at a dramatic financial disadvantage, having all of GM's debt disappear. And I think that the airline business, with the amount of debt it's taken on, and the cruise line industry, I just don't see all of them surviving. Okay, oil closed down 86 cents, but let's go to the chart on the screen first, which is the gold. And I mentioned it this morning, and I mentioned it last week, and I mentioned it Sunday night in my letter. And that is that the gold looks to me as if it is going lower. I would not be the least bit surprised to see it move all the way down here to the 100-week moving average, which is around 1650. And all it really has to do is close below 1714.90 to break to the downside. And tonight it's up 7.5. Is it up 7.5? Nope. Currently down 1.5. This is a weekly chart. I didn't notice that. So let's go to that daily. And as you can see, we've had a couple of days of back and forth, unable to make any movement to the upside. This was an inside day on Friday, today, after Friday's drop of $47. Again, we're trading right now at 1721.90. So 1722, and a break of today's low would be below 1720, and a break of Friday's low would be below 1490. So if we see that, I think we're going to be in for a world of hurt on that. And today it was down 580. The dollar was up a little. The bonds were basically unchanged after being higher, and Bitcoin rallied pretty nicely. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to end up seeing what I was looking for, which is about 39,000. But the jury is still out. It's up 8.25 tonight. If it can't get through this area at 51 and a half, 52. If it can't get through here, I'm going to guess we're going to come back down and test this most recent major breakout. So that's what I have for you tonight. Hope everyone had a good day, and I'll be back first thing in the morning. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also tomorrow, I will be interviewing along with our radio commentator on the radio show, interviewing Dennis Marlowe again, the futures guy that I use. And I'll put out the information on how you can listen to that. And of course, I will post a link to it as soon as I have it. Have a good evening, everyone.